It's time for another COVID-19 benefits info segment with Fox 10 News investigative reporter Brendan Kirby. And as promised, he's going to be delving into topics about the virus itself. Now, Brendan, there's a lot of debate about how deadly this disease really is. Do we have an idea?
Well, Michael, it's important to keep some perspective. The vast majority of people who contract the novel coronavirus are going to survive, and most of them will get better without even needing to go to the hospital. And there have been several studies around the country examining antibodies that suggest that the true infection rate is multiples higher than the confirmed number. That means the mortality rate is much lower than it looks from the official data. But it's also nothing to play around with either. More than 56,000 Americans have died so far, and one researcher suggested recently that it makes COVID-19 the leading cause of death in the country right now. A look at CDC data from 2018, the most recent year available, shows why. Nearly as many people already have died from the coronavirus as died during that entire year from influenza and pneumonia and from drug overdoses. And the number of COVID deaths dwarfs the 2018 totals for homicides, suicides, and deaths by firearms and car accidents. COVID-19 has not yet approached the leading causes of death: heart disease, cancer, chronic lower respiratory diseases, stroke, and Alzheimer's disease. But keep in mind, the first coronavirus death in the United States was February 29th. So we've amassed that total in about 2 months, compared with 12 for these other causes of death.
Those are very interesting numbers, Brendan. Now, everyone's eager to know more about the fight to beat this disease with medicine. Where are we on that?
Well, Michael, there are dozens of trials underway right now involving different medications, and lots of microbiologists are hard at work trying to find a vaccine, which is seen as the ultimate solution to this problem. Now, let's take a look at two underway right now. We've got a drug called remdesivir, and it's got an Alabama connection. The University of Alabama at Birmingham helped develop it at the Antiviral Drug Discovery Development Center. This drug is undergoing a clinical trial, and we could have preliminary results in 1 or 2 weeks. The drug company Gilead Sciences originally tested this as a treatment for Ebola. A report leaked to Stat News earlier this month suggested that patients treated with remdesivir were recovering quickly. But that report was based on a discussion of the trial, and there's not yet any conclusive proof. Then there's something called convalescent plasma, which involves using plasma of people with antibodies to the coronavirus to boost the immune systems of current patients. It's not yet approved by the FDA, which is allowing its use for clinical trials on a single patient emergency basis and under an expanded access program for patients who are not eligible for a clinical trial. Infirmary Health in Mobile announced today that it's become the first healthcare system in our area to use the experimental treatment. 12 patients who have recovered from COVID-19 have donated their plasma. One donor's plasma can treat up to 3 patients, and it's going to be used on the most critically ill patients. So we'll have to see what the results of these tests are.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate the time, Brendan. We know a lot of work goes into those reports. If you have a question for him, send him an email at brendan.kirby@fox10tv.com. We can't promise he'll answer every question, but he certainly is trying his best.